We'll see you at 6.
On World News Tonight this Friday, jobs everywhere, and the money's good too. And then we'll look at Japan. The bald eagle soars again. It'll soon be off the endangered species list. A fundamental change of attitude, the marriage rate at an all-time low. And looking for a better life down the line. Life on the rails, the century on Friday.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We begin tonight reminding the country how things have changed. It was not that long ago, certainly within the decade, that Americans were hearing pretty regularly that the economy could be better if people did more the Japanese way. And now the Japanese need a new playbook for the 21st century, and the American economy is doing remarkably well. The unemployment rate was up very slightly last month to 4.3%. Still, a lot of jobs are available and at very good wages. Here's ABC's Betsy Stark.
Nowadays, knowing how to make a latte pays a very decent wage.
I see signs now for as much as $11 an hour for counter help at a coffee shop. Absolutely astounding. I'm over twice the minimum wage just to work behind the counter at a coffee shop.
It's less astounding when you consider how familiar help wanted signs now are around the country.
Tuna salad.
At the Bean Counter Cafe in Evanston, Illinois, the owner says positions are always open.
We have to fight like pit vipers to keep our staff, and we have to pay them more money than we've ever had to pay anybody before.
Restaurants and retailers, two key fixtures of the booming service economy, face the greatest competition for workers because even the best technology and equipment cannot replace the need for people behind the counter. That's one reason they have to pay workers at this mall in Atlanta up to $10 an hour despite their lack of experience.
It's becoming more difficult to find good help. People seem to want more money for less work.
Nationally, average hourly wages are creeping steadily higher. In June, they were up a nickel to $13.23 an hour, almost 50 cents higher than the average pay this time last year. Economists say if the job market stays this tight, these inflationary pressures on the American paycheck will pick up even more, which could prompt the Federal Reserve to fight back with another increase in interest rates. Betsy Stark, ABC News, New York.
As for Japan, 7 years ago, the jobless rate here was 7.5%. In Japan, where traditionally jobs were guaranteed for life, the rate was 2.2%. Today, the unemployment rate is higher in Japan than here. ABC's Mark Litke reports from Tokyo on the dramatic changes.
Atsushi Inuzuka, like most Japanese middle-aged middle managers, was convinced he had a job for life. He was wrong. Today, he gets by selling cheap clothing at a street-side stall. Fired after 27 years with the same trading company, he says, "I was shocked and ashamed." In a society that places so much value on one's work, being reduced to this was an enormous loss of face. Yet this, increasingly, is the face of Japan in recession. Unemployment offices today are crowded with job seekers, old and young. Japan has launched one training program after another to help those who've known only one job. This one teaches computer skills to laid-off executives. Others provide training for far less prestigious work. But at least it's work. Then there are the social costs, not as easy to see, but increasingly felt. Alcoholism, domestic violence, crime, and suicide rates are all on the rise. These are conditions Japanese thought would never happen here. Well-dressed men spending their days in city parks, jobless but too embarrassed to tell their families. Tent cities cropping up as the homeless population swells. A sense of helplessness and despair is spreading among Japanese. In a recent poll, 6 out of 10 said they have never felt worse off. A generation that once believed lifetime employment was its birthright is braced for even more economic pain and humiliation. Mark Litke, ABC News, Tokyo.
One more observation on an unhappy state of affairs in Japan. The government says today that the number of suicides increased by 35% last year. Almost 33,000 people took their own lives in 12 months. Many had lost their jobs and could not adjust. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones, both the Dow Jones average and the NASDAQ closed at record highs. The Dow was up more than 72 points to close at 11,139. On the NASDAQ, stocks are up 34 points, closing at 2741. Still on the money tonight, the fuss, all the fuss, over Starbucks. Yesterday, as the Wall Street Journal described it, investors dropped Starbucks stock like a cup of scalding mocha. The stock is back up slightly today, but everyone who knows the company is shaking their head at the story. Here's ABC's Bob Jamieson.
It has been an unparalleled success.
How about the Frappuccino?
Growing from 11 shops in just 12 years to 2,000 today, producing huge profits. But it's not the cafe latte or the cappuccino that's causing the bitter taste for investors. It's Starbucks' plan to do business on the internet. Chairman Howard Schultz's announcement that Starbucks would sell everything from frying pans to sofas on the web raised instant questions on Wall Street.
Their core business is retail stores, serving great coffee in those stores and satisfying customers. Suggesting that the Starbucks experience can be duplicated by a computer system or communication system, we think is absurd.
And if that weren't enough, at the same time, Starbucks said it misjudged its profits for the year, and they would be 10% lower than projected. It said that's because it sold less coffee and spent more money on the internet than expected. Investors reacted furiously. Starbucks stock fell by $10 a share, or 26%. That means the company lost nearly $1.8 billion of its value. But Starbucks said today that going on the internet is no crazier than its first idea, selling coffee at $2 to $4 a cup, something that made it a fixture on almost every street corner in America. Bob Jamieson, ABC News, New York.
In other news today, the government says the time has come to remove the bald eagle from the endangered species list. President Clinton made the announcement at the White House, launching the process that will have the eagle off the list within a year. It has been a long struggle to save the national bird. There were hundreds of thousands when it was chosen over the turkey, Benjamin Franklin's favorite in 1782. But by the 1960s, there were just 417 nesting pairs in the lower 48 states. Today, there are 5,800 pairs, and the campaign continues. Here's ABC's Judy Muller.
From Maine to Florida to Washington State, the bald eagle is back. But biologists in Southern California say that in this part of the country, the fight is not over. The eagle is still at the mercy of DDT, the pesticide that caused so much damage in the first place.
It's persistent, it's still in the environment, and it's still causing problems.
That's because tons of DDT have settled in ocean sediment along the coast, affecting the food chain from fish to fowl. Here on Santa Catalina Island, bald eagles continue to produce eggs contaminated by DDT, with shells that are too thin.
So it desiccates, literally loses moisture too quickly.
So an embryo can't survive in that?
No, they dry out.
By 1970, there were only 30 breeding pairs of eagles left in California. Today, they number approximately 140. But biologists say there's still a long way to go. They already go to amazing lengths on Catalina. First, a biologist is hoisted by helicopter up to the nest, where he replaces the damaged eggs with fake ones, so the birds won't abandon the nest. The fragile eggs are then transferred to an incubator at the San Francisco Zoo. Additional eggs are supplied by the captive breeding pairs of eagles kept at the same facility.
Such a joy when they do hatch and they're alive, and then when they go back out into the wild. It's wonderful.
Chicks are returned in two ways. This brother and sister were transferred to a platform nest on Catalina at 8 weeks of age. There, the fledglings get used to their natural habitat before being released. Younger chicks take more effort. A biologist first removes the dummy eggs and then carefully places the chicks on the nest. The parents are none the wiser. Biologists plan to continue this elaborate shell game for the next 5 to 10 years. By then, they hope the DDT will dissipate and the eagles can get back to doing what comes naturally. Judy Muller, ABC News, San Francisco.
The shell game. The Justice Department and the Immigration and Naturalization Service have begun investigating accusations made by 2 Cubans who were stopped by the Coast Guard trying to reach the United States from Cuba earlier this week. The 2 men say that once on shore they were abused. They say that Border Patrol agents taunted them and, among other things, made them pose with a picture of Fidel Castro. When we come back, whatever happened to marriage, the national rate at an all-time low. And splendor in the grass. The old-timers are coming back.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Chevy Trucks. Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
When I take a liquid antacid, I feel like, ugh.
It's like liquid chalk.
I'm not crazy about any of them.
If you had something that tastes better, I mean, it would be a joy.
Introducing new fast-acting Mylanta Supreme.
What makes it supreme?
Wow.
Oh, that's good. I'm not kidding.
Very light.
Yeah, it tastes like a dessert.
It's the only liquid antacid with no chemical preservatives.
It doesn't taste like medicine, I'll tell you.
It's actually helping my indigestion now.
Mylanta Supreme. Taste it for yourself.
You have some more?
There's nutrition news about heart disease. The B vitamin folic acid may help reduce homocysteine levels in the blood, an emerging risk factor for heart disease. And Centrum Silver has folic acid.
Centrum Silver. It's a great time to be silver.
Just a thought, that's what Einstein said. Just a view of the future, 2 paces ahead. Thinking about me, thinking about you. All the good things a little good thinking can do. Good thinking means new ways of looking at things. Good Lisa was smiling cause she could see wings spring from the brush. With each stroke of genius, the good things a little good thinking can do.
Out here, am I supposed to say, slow down, I'm constipated? I don't think so. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
A very large study on marriage is making news today. It was done by Rutgers University in New Jersey, and it finds that the marriage rate has gone down 43% in the last 40 years to the lowest point ever. And so the researchers at Rutgers are not surprised to find that especially young girls have lost faith in the institution. Here's ABC's Lisa Stark.
Tomorrow, Tara Zwick and Rick Elsley are getting married.
I knew that I wanted to spend my life with him, and I wanted to get married.
They know they are bucking the trend.
I think that it's the 90s and people are a lot more independent and not willing to share their life with people for a permanent time.
The Rutgers study found there has been a fundamental change in the way people view marriage.
We meet many young people today who have never seen a happily married couple. They don't know what a good marriage is. So I think they're probably being realistic when we find that they're pessimistic.
Not only are they pessimistic, they are also much more comfortable with the alternatives to marriage. Since 1960, the number of unmarried couples living together has jumped nearly 1,000%.
I think it's a lot easier to live with somebody than to get married to them.
Among high school seniors, more than half the girls believe having a child out of wedlock is a worthwhile lifestyle. Couples are waiting longer to get married, but even that doesn't guarantee happiness. 2 decades ago, about half of those in their first marriages said they were very happy. By 1996, that number had dropped to 38%.
People romanticize marriage, and I think that's part of the problem about it.
But it's not all doom and gloom. The divorce rate is down, and most of us will get married at some point. Lisa Stark, ABC News, Washington.
2 Americans whose work was familiar to most of us have died. Mario Puzo, who wrote The Godfather, among other books, has died at 78. He was born in New York, the son of illiterate Italian immigrants. And Forrest Mars has died. He created M&M candies in 1940. His company now makes the Mars Bar, Snickers, Milky Way, Uncle Ben's Rice, and cat food. Mr. Mars was 95. When we come back, we're going to go to Wimbledon, where the old men are the new sensation.
It's time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time.
Finally, a polished brass finish that holds up under siege. New brilliance for the kitchen. From Delta, it's guaranteed to shine for life. Delta, the faucet.
My dentures always fit fine. I never thought of them as a problem until I saw the video of my son's wedding. It was then that I decided to try Fixodent.
Because Fixodent adjusts to the unique contours of your dentures and gums, forming a thin, powerful seal for a better hold than you ever thought possible.
It was like a whole new feeling, so snug and secure. For once, I actually forgot that I even wore dentures. So now, I like what I see.
Find out for yourself what it feels like to Fixodent and forget it.
Little sister, I admit it. I was snooping in your medicine cabinet last night. Any surprises? You switched to X-Lax.
Yeah, Correctol works with something artificial. X-Lax works with natural senna.
Very effectively, too.
You tried it.
Today's gentle X-Lax is the only laxative with the X-Lax Morning Guarantee. 2 out of 3 users agree. It's dependable overnight.
X-Lax, what a find.
What a snoop.
Today's X-Lax, good morning, guaranteed.
In other international news today, in the capital of Kosovo, Pristina, Albanians celebrated what they regard as their Independence Day. Kosovo Day, they call it. It had been banned by the Serbs. We are happy, said one person, because we can start our history again. At the White House today, President Clinton and the South Korean leader Kim Dae-jung discussed how to deal with the unpredictable North Koreans. The two agreed that if North Korea does test a long-range missile that could reach the United States, and there is some concern that a test is being planned, then a very strong response to the North will be in order. At the Wimbledon tennis tournament in England today, the Americans Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi both advanced to the semifinals. In men's singles, and Steffi Graf and John McEnroe are in the semis of the mixed doubles. John McEnroe, Andre Agassi. To ABC's Mike Lee, it seems like old times.
In the tennis world, he's practically a senior citizen, and he's had a long spell in the wilderness of low rankings. The 29-year-old Andre Agassi is this year's comeback kid, having just won the French Open, now into the Wimbledon semifinals. The Wimbledon crowds still love him. Or is he the comeback kid? 40 years old, former champ John McEnroe. Years after retiring from the game, McEnroe has teamed up with Steffi Graf to play mixed doubles. It was McEnroe who horrified the purist at Wimbledon 2 decades ago.
Well, why can't I argue? Is it against the law to argue?
Shattered the old traditions of genteel sportsmanship. They used to say, what is this sport coming to? Now many are asking, whatever happened to those good old days? The technical standard of play may be higher than ever, the balls hit harder than ever, but many fans say that has made tennis boring.
The power game has taken a lot of the, spectator sport out of it, hasn't it? I mean, McEnroe used to play tennis. These people just thumped the ball.
They had a love for the game that was true. They enjoyed playing it.
Which may help to explain why McEnroe and Agassi are still so popular.
You leave your heart and soul out there, in a lot of cases, disappointments and achievements. And at the end of the day, 14 years later, people know you pretty well.
So well that throwing a tantrum now gets a nostalgic laugh. Mike Lee, ABC News, London.
It was another exciting day for the 18-year-old American, Alexandra Stevenson. She's in the women's semifinals tomorrow. It was confirmed today that she is the daughter of the basketball legend Julius Erving, Dr. J. In a moment, the century on Friday.
A lot of them didn't really have a destination. They were just trying to get away from where they were.
Part of American history, life on the rails.
Every day you give from your heart. So every day, keep your heart healthy by lowering cholesterol. Oatmeal Crisp has soluble fiber that may help lower your cholesterol, plus delicious clusters of oats, sweet raisins, and brown sugar. Your heart does so much for you. Make Oatmeal Crisp a part of your heart-healthy diet and return the favor. Oatmeal Crisp. It's your heart's desire.
I don't just paste my dentures anymore. Now I bond them with C-Bond denture adhesive.
Only C-Bond is a soft, micro-thin seal with 2 powerful adhesives that bond dentures to your gums, so they can hold and fit comfortably all day.
I can bite and chew with confidence.
Easy to remove, no messy cleanups. Bond your dentures with C-Bond. And now discover C-Bond Natural Fresh, all-day bonding power with natural mint freshness for fresher breath.
One word convinced me to take an herbal to help maintain memory. Centrum.
Centrum Ginkgo is different. Some brands can lack natural ingredients. Only Centrum uses Pharmaprint for a more complete herbal every time. Centrum herbals, each naturally more complete.
Working out or working hard, Centrum has your nutrition covered. With Centrum, you benefit from what science is discovering about how vitamins and minerals help maintain health and strengthen immunity. Centrum, always complete from A to Zinc.
Today, while Amanda Scott was with her students, someone else was negotiating with lenders about her mortgage. At noon, she was keeping order on the playground instead of meeting with a home inspector. At 3, she met with Annie Chung's parents instead of reviewing closing costs with her attorney. And while Amanda was planning tomorrow's lesson, someone else was tying up loose ends at her new home. You've got a life. We let you live it. We're realtors. Real estate is our life.
Now where did that come from? Whoa! Hey, I've got bugs everywhere!
Boy, you need Ortho Bug Be Gone.
You said it.
It kills virtually all types of harmful outdoor bugs. Guaranteed.
Works on my lawn.
Uh-huh.
On vegetables, too?
Yep, Bug Be Gone does it all. So it's all you need.
Beautiful. That Bug Be Gone really works.
Got bugs? Leave it to Ortho.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing up?
Reliving your mother's stuffed peppers.
Heartburn again, huh? What are you taking?
Tums, and I'm back for more.
You still taking that stuff? Look, Dad, take a Pepsid AC. One tiny pill controls acid all night.
So I can get some sleep.
Next time, take one before dinner, and you can stop heartburn before it starts.
Before it starts?
You don't see me suffering, do you?
What are you guys doing now?
Nothing, dear. We were talking about your peppers.
Peppers, yeah.
I got some in the fridge.
You can sleep heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
Tonight, in the macho world of race car driving, he wanted to be a she.
I wanted to be a girl. I liked being a girl. I wanted to do everything that girls did. But you were a boy. I was a boy.
2020, tonight at 10, 9 Central.
Finally this evening for the Century on Friday, we take to the rails. Most of the railroad story this weekend last has been about the search for a serial killer the FBI thinks he gets from murder to murder on the train. But there was a rather unusual comment about this earlier in the week from the head of the National Hobo Association. Yes, there is such an association. He said that a railroad killer is giving a bad name to what used to be a way of life. Tonight, riding the rails.
There's a rhythm to it. There's a gentle rocking and a swaying of the train as it picks up speed. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Throughout the 1930s, when the world was caught up in the misery of the Great Depression, and the great southern drought had turned Oklahoma and other states into what became known as the Dust Bowl, many Americans simply took off in search of a better life.
I'm a Dust Bowl refugee, just a Dust Bowl refugee.
They traveled in old jalopies, by foot, and on horse-drawn wagons. But it was the freight train headed for an unknown destination, which was the preferred mode of travel.
By 1932, they estimated there was over 2 million people riding the rails in America.
A lot of them didn't really have a destination. They were just trying to get away from where they were.
The late actor Robert Mitchum was a teenager when the Depression hit. He left home, he said, to spare his family one more seat at the dinner table.
It was the way half the country got around. I met former bankers, college professors, all sorts of people riding freight trains. To climb up, jump in the boxcar. I got so I could catch him at about 40 miles an hour.
The first rail riders carried garden hose as they looked for work in agriculture. The term hoboys became hobos.
But when a man gets the blues, he grabs a train and rides.
They traveled inside the cars and between them, avoiding as best they could the railroad company police. The hobos called them bulls.
A bull, he's a guy at the railroad company hired to keep you off the trains. If you're smart enough, you could outwit him a little bit.
It was a dangerous life, and so many of the hobos were young boys. A 1933 movie tried to discourage children from riding the rails. But the train took men and boys to where the work was. To California, to the Okanagan Valley in Washington State when the apples were ready. Anywhere there was a job or rumors of a job.
This land was made for you and me.
You just hang around railroad yards, and usually a bunch of bums has a pot of soup or something on in the hobo jungles, they call them.
Hobos left messages for others coming behind them. Do job, get food. The farmer will let you sleep in the hayloft. Stay away, this man has a gun. Thousands of hobos enlisted in World War II, and when it was over with a robust economy, there was no need to travel any longer to find work. But even today, the hobo life beckons some.
There's still a few people out there that satisfy their wanderlust traveling from town to town.
It's not the romantics who worry police today. Many violent criminals ride the freights, and police believe that a serial killer is now among them. Buzz Potter tells kids who write to him to forget the freight trains. Today, it's just too dangerous.
I doubt if another 50 years there'll be any hobos.
Leaving behind only memories of men who followed a dream just ahead of them, just over the horizon. During the Great Depression, people tried so many ways to find a better life. It's all on our website, thecentury.com. That's our report on World News Tonight. Don't forget 2020 and Nightline. We hope you have a wonderful July the 4th. I'm Peter Jennings. Good night.
Sunday on This Week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts, Hillary Clinton kicks off her New York Senate campaign. Plus, will Americans get a tax cut? ABC Sunday.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCnews.com, now a part of the GO Network.